When the Alamodome opened in 1993, it was meant to put San Antonio on the NFL map for the long haul, but within just a few years, it was clear the stadium wasn't delivering on its biggest promise. The Spurs left for a new arena, the Oilers and Saints came and went, and the NFL never granted San Antonio a permanent franchise. City officials poured millions into upgrades, hoping to keep the dome relevant, but the dream of professional football always seemed just out of reach. So what went wrong, and what's next for the stadium that was supposed to change San Antonio forever? By the late 1980s, San Antonio was the largest U.S. city without an NFL team. City officials had spent years pitching the league on their growing market, but without a modern stadium, they were never seriously considered. That changed in 1988, when Mayor Henry Cisneros announced plans for a downtown domed stadium. The project was designed to do it all: football, baseball, basketball, concerts, even conventions. Officials believed a multi-purpose, state-of-the-art venue could finally make San Antonio a major league city. In 1989, the City Council approved $186 million in public bonds to fund construction. Critics called it a gamble. Without an NFL franchise guaranteed, they argued San Antonio was building a home without a tenant. Supporters countered that it was an investment in the city's future, an economic engine that would attract sports, jobs, and tourism. Construction began in 1990, and from the outside, the vision was ambitious. But despite San Antonio's enthusiasm, no team committed. In the mid-1990s, the Houston Oilers were seeking a new stadium to replace the aging Astrodome. San Antonio offered the Alamodome as a ready-made home, even hosting preseason games in 1995 and 1996 as a test. But Oilers owner Bud Adams ultimately chose Nashville, where the team became the Tennessee Titans. For San Antonio, it was a devastating loss. The city had built an NFL-quality dome, and the league still passed it by. A decade later, the city got another chance, though under tragic circumstances. When Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, the Saints temporarily relocated to San Antonio, playing 3 regular season games at the Alamodome. Crowds exceeded 60,000, and the city rallied around the team. Local leaders made their case. San Antonio had the fans, the stadium, and the passion. But once the Louisiana Superdome was repaired, the Saints went home. The NFL praised San Antonio's effort, but again, no permanent move followed. In the years since, rumors have connected the Alamodome to nearly every struggling NFL franchise: the Raiders, the Chargers, even the Jaguars. But each time, the talk faded. Despite its early promise, the Alamodome never secured what it was built for: a permanent professional football team. Part of the problem came down to design. The Alamodome was conceived as a multi-purpose facility, a feature that looked good on paper but created practical challenges. Its retractable lower seating allowed it to host nearly anything, but the compromises meant it was never ideal for any one sport. For football, it lacked the luxury suites and club seating modern NFL teams demanded. For basketball, the vast open space diluted the crowd energy. For baseball, the dimensions were awkward, with poor sightlines and massive foul territory. By the early 2000s, the Alamodome was already falling behind newer specialized venues like Reliant Stadium in Houston or AT&T Stadium in Arlington. San Antonio's dream of attracting an NFL team depended on keeping up, but by then, good enough wasn't good enough anymore. When it was built, city officials justified the $186 million price tag by promising long-term returns through tourism, events, and national attention. But as years went on and no NFL team arrived, criticism grew louder. The dome's operations required ongoing subsidies, and periodic upgrades cost millions. In 2008, San Antonio spent $6.5 million to modernize scoreboards and lighting. In 2011, another $8 million went into seating and locker rooms ahead of the NCAA Final Four. Each investment kept the dome viable, but only barely. Supporters argued the stadium still brought value through conventions and college sports. Skeptics countered that it was a monument to a dream that never materialized. Even today, the Alamodome remains fully owned and operated by the city of San Antonio, meaning every renovation or repair ultimately comes from public funds. While the NFL dream faded, college football gave the dome new life. In 1993, the same year it opened, the Alamo Bowl debuted. Over 3 decades later, it's one of the most successful non-New Year's Six Bowl games, consistently drawing large TV audiences and crowds averaging 60,000. Then, in 2011, The University of Texas at San Antonio launched its football program, with the Alamodome as its home. The UTSA Roadrunners quickly built a loyal fan base, helping re-energize the stadium. In 2021, the Roadrunners Conference USA Championship game sold out, marking one of the most electric football atmospheres the Dome had ever seen. Today, UTSA's success has become the Dome's backbone, proving that while the NFL never came, San Antonio's football spirit is very much alive. For all its ups and downs, the Alamodome has had its moments of triumph. In 1999, the Spurs won their first NBA championship inside the Dome, cementing San Antonio's status as a sports city. In 2001, country legend George Strait drew over 51,000 fans, one of the largest concert crowds in Texas history. In 2018, the NCAA Final Four returned for the fourth time, showcasing the Dome on a national stage. In 2023, UTSA's home opener against Texas State drew more than 49,000 fans, numbers rivaling smaller NFL markets. These events have helped the Alamodome stay relevant long after many similar stadiums were torn down or abandoned. Unlike many domes of its era, the Alamodome has managed to evolve. Between 2016 and 2018, the city approved a major renovation plan totaling over $60 million. The upgrades included new locker rooms, larger video boards, upgraded sound and lighting systems, and expanded concourses designed to improve the fan experience. These changes were made specifically to attract major events like the NCAA Final Four and the U.S. Army All-American Bowl. In a way, the Alamodome has survived by doing what it was built to do, being flexible. Even after 3 decades, San Antonio's dream of the NFL hasn't died completely. City officials still see themselves as a viable market. With over 2.5 million people in the metro area, San Antonio ranks among the 10 largest U.S. cities and one of the few without a Major League football or baseball team. But the obstacles remain steep. The Dallas Cowboys and Houston Texans dominate the Texas market, and NFL owners see little incentive to add a third franchise so close to 2 established powerhouses. If San Antonio ever gets another shot, it would almost certainly require a new, privately financed stadium, something city leaders have been hesitant to pursue after the Alamodome's history. Looking back, the Alamodome tells a story of ambition, compromise, and endurance. It was built on hope that San Antonio could play in the same league as Dallas and Houston, that a single project could redefine the city's identity. That dream never came true, but in the process, the Alamodome became something else, a community hub and a monument to San Antonio's resilience. Where other domes were torn down or abandoned, the Alamodome found ways to stay relevant. It may never have become an NFL cathedral, but it remains a vital part of the city's landscape, proof that even unfulfilled dreams can leave a lasting mark. The Alamodome story may be unique, but it's far from the only stadium with a complicated legacy. Next time, we'll take a look at the best MLB stadiums, coming soon. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss it.